Alright, so I have told a lot of black women about the types of white men that they should pursue and the types of white men that they should avoid. And I am someone who is all about equality, all about reciprocity, and I want to be fair and just put it out there that despite how beautiful we are and glamorous and amazing, black women are not perfect. And therefore, there are black women who, if I was a white man, I would probably not want to date. And there are black women that, as a black woman, I want to discourage, or if not discourage, I just want to warn the white gentlemen out there who are looking to date a black woman, especially if you're dating outside of your race for the first time. There are just a few types of black women that I would advise you to be cautious and or just avoid altogether when it comes to dating and relationships. For example, you want to avoid dating a black woman who is essentially just using you as like a wait station or as a subpar substitute for a black man. I know that this happens. I'm not saying that this happens often. I'm not saying that this is just like the common occurrence, but as a black woman, I know that this happens. In the same way that there are white men who date black women to experiment, to test out their fetishes, or they date a black woman because they're attracted to black women, but they're not willing to commit to a black woman. There are black women who date white men and play around with them in the exact same manner. So you just really want to be careful. If you are looking for like a long-term committed relationship, you don't want to be the substitute. You don't want to be the filler or fill-in person. You don't want to be the person that someone is just entertaining in the meantime, in between time, while they are waiting for the man that they really, truly want. And ways in which you can just kind of figure out how that woman feels about you, and if she is just kind of using you for entertainment value, then one way that you can figure out is ask her, like, what are her plans for your future? Does she even have a plan for your future? Could she see you in this future? Is she someone who, I hate when this happens, when you ask someone about like, what are you looking for? Or what would you like for your future? And they're just like, oh, I don't know. I just want to take it like a step at a time, day by day, just see how it goes. Like, okay. I mean, yeah, obviously, we all have to take it day by day, step by step, moment by moment. So if this person, whenever they talk about their future, it's just clear that you probably won't be there, that is a clear red flag that you really need to take heed of. And also, pay attention to like the way she talks about men, and does she talk about men. A lot of times in situations like this, those types of women will bring up other men. They will bring up men that they find attractive, or they will talk about the men that try to hit on them, or the men that they've dated in the past. They might compare and contrast you to the men that they have dated in the past. And you just want to be aware. So the next type of black woman that you want to avoid dating, or date with caution if you are a white man dating outside of your race for the first time, is a woman who is pursuing you solely for a social and or financial come up. It is okay, in my opinion. I think it's okay for a woman to desire a man who can provide for his loved ones, for his family, for his household. And at the same time, again, going back to reciprocity, the woman should be able to provide something of substance. And substance manifests in a multitude of ways, but she needs to be able to give something into the relationship. It can't be a one-sided relationship. That's not a relationship if it is one-sided. So you want to really be careful, especially if you are a man, who has some sort of status, whether it's social or financial, you want to be really aware that the woman who is dating you is actually with you for the person that you are, and that what you can provide financially or like socially speaking is just an accessory, an add-on, a cherry on top, that that's not the only thing that she is there for. And another type of black woman, and I would I would actually just say discourage. I would discourage you from dating a black woman who clearly has a bone to pick with blackness, with her blackness, or with the blackness of a man, like picking a bone with a black man. I would just encourage you not to even go down that rabbit hole. Don't go that route. Don't date that woman. And it's not because there is anything fundamentally wrong with that woman. It doesn't even mean there's anything necessarily like, well, actually, I would say maybe superficially, there are some things that that woman has to sort through. So what I mean is, you don't want to date a woman who continuously bashes and talks down, continuously, consistently, only talks down on members of her race, whether they are female or male, but honestly, even particularly if they are male. Because here's the thing, in my opinion, I'm just speaking from my opinion, that woman she's not ready. She hasn't let go of that negativity and that bitterness and that upset, and that's not the type of energy that you want coming into a relationship. And also, there will be the expectation, whether intentionally or not, consciously or not, there will be the expectation that you will be the solution, that you will prove that the problem is this type of person. The problem is this demographic of men, and it's not all men, it's just those men over there. So your expectations, which will be high anyways for a committed partner, they're going to like skyrocket, because now not only is she just holding certain expectations for you just as a man, but also you are being compared and contrasted with the men that she despises, that she talks down on, that she thinks are garbage. And that's a lot. That is a lot, and that will put way too much pressure on you. And here's the other thing, like, you don't really want to be, it's awkward. It's just awkward. You don't want to be in a situation where you're dating a black woman who's talking down on black people. What are you going to say to that? Because if you really join in, like if you join into the bashing, then that is, are you racist? Like, you know what I mean? It's just awkward. It's uncomfortable. And again, it just goes back to that negativity. You don't want to be with someone who has like this chip on their shoulder. It's honestly not attractive, and it will cause problems for you later on down the line, whether or not you realize it. You will have things to prove to her that you don't even know that you have to prove, because of the baggage that she is bringing into the relationship. And last but not least, this actually is probably the most important. You don't want to date a black woman who cannot accommodate you into her inner circle, into her friends and family. And you definitely don't want to date someone who can't accommodate you and keep you safe. And look, I understand you're a grown man, you are an adult, you don't have to worry about being safe, but I have seen some situations where a black girl is dating a white guy, and she brings him into a situation, whether it's a party, a cookout, I don't know, it doesn't matter what it is. She brings him into a situation where she knows he is not going to be accepted warmly. And I've seen instances, which are just crazy to me, where she has done this knowing that he will not be accepted, that he will not be welcomed, and doing so almost in some way to like test him and to get a rise out of it. And that's just like a no-go. I know, again, that you're a man, you can take care of yourself, but you don't need to be put in an awkward position, and you don't need to be put in an insecure position. It's one thing to be in a situation where you're dating someone whose friends may not love you or like you, or their family may not love or like you. that you have to be careful that, like, there's got to be boundaries around that, right? Like, you can't allow yourself to be put in a situation, in a position, just because you're a man and you can handle whatever comes your way. Don't handle whatever comes your way. Make sure that your woman establishes boundaries for you and your relationship, and that she fully accommodates you into her life. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope that you enjoyed. And to the black women out there like me who predominantly date outside of your race, I would love if you could drop down below and share like any tips or tricks or suggestions that you have for white men who are looking to date black women and maybe who are new to the interracial dating game. What are some things that they should be looking out for? What are some things that maybe they should just avoid altogether? I would love to hear your thoughts. And until next time, stay safe, be well, and I'll see you soon. Bye everyone.